Welcome to my channel. In this video I want to talk to you about my recent obsession, and it's watercolor paints by Polish brand Roman Szmal. It's my small guilty pleasure. I noticed that every time when I want to cheer myself up after a difficult night, after a difficult day, I tend to purchase one or two new colors, and in such way I managed to collect a lot of paints already, and now drastically measures are needed. I need to put them all in order because it started to be difficult to use them and to find the paint which I need. So it's a Polish brand. I believe that the main shop of Roman Szmal is based in Krakow in Poland, and thanks to the fact that Poland is our closest neighbor, these paints are also available in our shops, and price is quite affordable considering their highest quality and the size of the pens. I wish that if you one day visit Poland, and you can turn visit of Krakow also as your visit to the local shop of Roman Szmal and purchase yourself some of these wonderful paints. They also are available online in many stores from Jackson Art, so I would say that they are available worldwide, but of course price depending from the delivery could be not so affordable. I love them because they have honey in them, so they are very easy to wet. They are extremely vibrant. Many of these paints are one pigmented, and so they are quite nice to blend. Already there is a huge selection of colors, so you will be mesmerized if you see the full palette. And another thing which I absolutely love is his granulating colors. I love granulating watercolor paints, but before I had not a very happy experience. I have several not bad colors from Royal Talents. They're dusk pink, dusk green, dusk yellow. They are not bad, but that's granulation between black pigment and additional colors, so mostly it's quite interesting dark colors. Also there are a couple of Rosa gallery granulating colors. Some have more visible granulating effect, some are almost invisible, and the third brand of granulating watercolor paints which I have, it's Schminke. But with Schminke problem is that they show all their beautiful properties only on very textured paper. Yes, that's normal for granulating paints. You need to use thick textured paper and a lot of water, and then you will see the effect. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in coloring book, almost never. But somehow paints by Roman Szmal, they work in coloring books much better. I used both granulating colors, regular colors, and I had amazing results. It's not like I use only granulating paints. I love all of them. They are very juicy, very vibrant, easy to blend, and colors are absolutely amazing. Let me show you some of the works which I did with them, like this one. Or I don't know, I hope you can see. I did it only with one paint, and that's granulation between this pink, then a little bit of lilac into blue color. So that's why I love granulating watercolor. On the good paper you can immediately create nice effect without much efforts. Not sure if you can see it on camera, but believe me, in this book, in all books by Blue Angel, these paints work very well. Another example I want to show you. Polish paints, Polish book, also very good paper. If you look here, on top you also can see granulation. Again, just one paint and you can get violet, blue, peach color, slightly brownish color. and that was Lava watercolor by Roman Szmal. Again, just one paint. When I looked at the original art, I immediately realized that I just purchased that watercolor, so I was very happy. I did it in December, I believe, and it was a very nice experience. Here in artist edition, paper is thick and it was very easy. Look, all those subtle changes of colors. You know, there are many artists who can mix beautiful color palettes from just 3 paints. If you are one of such persons, probably this video will be slightly shocking for you, because here we are talking maybe about slightly different kind of hobby, about collecting art supplies. I know that I own excessive amount of paints, especially for hobby. I know that many of them, as I said, I purchased only to cheer myself up, because purchasing something new, even relatively small, it always bursts your creativity, it makes you more cheerful. So that's not about skills of creating the full palette from 3 paints. I admire such people. I know that they don't like videos with huge collection of paints, but now let's talk about collecting paints. With my usage of these paints, I realized that they are exactly what I need, and currently I own plenty of colors. As usual, when I do my swatches, I swatch them like in families. I do it in such way with pencils, all my reds, all my blues, greens, and then earthy yellow colors. So the same thing I did with my watercolor paints. And it's okay when I need to select color for my next project. But problem is that when I start to look at them, I can't actually quickly find where is the paint which I need. The only smallest problem I have with these paints is that they don't have any marks on the package. On one side, actually, they have great package, because here you have the foil, and then that's true real watercolor paper, and you have the swatch of the paint, so you can be sure that this one will be exactly what you have from the paint. It's absolutely true color, and you can see it on each of the packages. Easy to collect, but not easy to store your pens. As I said, there are no marks at all. And being a very lazy person, I realized that I don't have at home any permanent marker to be able to mark sides of the pens. And for several months, the cleverest idea I had is to cut part of the package with the info of the number, name and pigment info. So I simply glued it to the back. Yes, now I was able to identify my paints after purchasing, but if I put them into boxes, it was still very difficult to find which paint I need, so I had to grab each and every and to check. And finally I realized that enough, it's enough. I need to do a normal swatch card and to put into each of the metal boxes. Just like I have swatches according to colors, now I have several boxes, and I have my reds, I have my greens, I have my blue colors. You can see the size of the collection. I'm happy, but I'm a little bit ashamed myself, but they really made me very happy. So that's all the paints which I need to swatch. Of course, I did my swatch cards to be able to put inside which of the boxes. I have two bigger and two smaller boxes. With the beauty of these paints, I think that quite soon I will need another box, and I really want to collect more paints. Well, anyway, now I will do a quick swatch, and then I will show you maybe my favorite 5 or favorite 6 colors with the most interesting granulation. So if you are able to purchase these paints, I can recommend several of these colors. Maybe one day you want to visit Poland, you want to visit Krakow, and then it will be amazing souvenir from your voyage, because I really think that they are on the equal level with the most professional quality watercolors. They started to be very popular recently because I know that they sponsor a lot of events for watercolor artists, and I definitely think that they deserve attention from hobby colorists and from professional artists. So let's swatch, and then I will show you my favorite colors. I finished with the blue box. I absolutely love cobalt colors from Roman Szmal. I recently did a page with my Sea Queen where I used a variety of cobalt colors, but I wanted to show you granulating colors. There are probably three of my favorites. This one is called Misty Morning. This one is Aquarius Violet. You can clearly see this very interesting. Sorry, I dropped too much water, but you can see granulating effect between violet and very interesting orange halo, quite unique. And when it's dry, you will see also a little bit of pink. And this one, we have here like greenish blue, violet, and a little bit of pink. So that's three of my favorite granulating colors, but the rest also are very lovely. Of course, you need to make it dry to be able to see granulating effect and to put a lot of water. Probably blue palette and green palettes are my favorites. Red colors also are very lovely for those who love to color botanical. You don't need to mix those vibrant red colors. You have plenty of shades there, but I color more with blue and greens, so that's why I really appreciate variety of these color palettes. I finished also my swatch for the pink box and for the yellow earth box. I realized that I actually collected a lot of earth colors. All of them are lovely. I do love variety of these colors, but what I especially wanted to show you, first, I do love Potter's pink. I think that it's one of the best. I think that I have, it's also from a couple of different brands. I do love this one really. I love ultramarine pink here, Pearl Violet, but my main favorite, it's called unique color called Lava. That's color which I used for that page in Forest Girl. I will try to show you granulation here. Beautiful dramatic color. and when it dry you can see more shades here. So it's basically brown, pink and black, but it really creates very nice stains. It really dry very beautifully. So lava I definitely can recommend as one of the unique colors. And look at the transformation of the previous paint, which is still wet and it's living its own life. Actually all of them are dry, so you can see here granulation more clearly. And now I just need to do a swatch for my green box, and finally I will have perfect order in my paints and I will be able to start a new watercolor project. I finished with greens. Here I have three favorites. All of them are granulating. Look at this autumn green. It's a vibrant, a warm yellow-green color, and you can clearly see how you can, with just one color, create a base for autumn landscape with yellow and green color. Aquarius green, it has granulation between bluish base and then much darker earthy green on top of it. And finally, I would say that forest green, it has brown mix. I hope that you can see it. It's also quite interesting, and you don't need to invent something. With just one paint you will have grass. You can do it as a base for the trees. So I really love all three of them. Very lovely colors. Now all my paints by Roman Szmal are in perfect order. Finally, I will be able quickly to find necessary color, and I hope that quite soon I will publish something where I will use these paints. And again, if you are able to get them, if price is acceptable in your region, I definitely can recommend them. They have big pens, they are very highly pigmented, so they will serve you for a long time, and colors are absolutely amazing. Thank you for watching, and until my next watercolor videos.